Welcome, guys, to another episode of The Candy Show. I'm your host, Candy. We are here at the Red Curb Improv Comedy Club here in Avon, Indiana. This episode is sponsored by Comedy Junkies. Make sure you're following them on social media, Instagram and Facebook. Okay, we have a beautiful lady today. I'm loving the colors because that's the Boston colors for me. I'm sorry, Celtics. You know.
Thank you. Thank you. What up, though? My name is T Barb, and yes, I am representing green for the money.
Oh, okay, now. All
Yes,
right.
yes.
Well, T Barb, tell me a little bit about yourself. How'd you get started? Where are you from?
Okay, well, I'm T Barb. I am from Detroit. Okay, Detroit, the 313. I've been a comedian for about 8 years now, and I got started because I was a social worker. I was actually working for the state of Michigan, and at the time, I was working as an adult protective services worker. And one of my coworkers actually was doing comedy. It's like a hobby on the side. And she invited me to do an open mic. She told me to prepare 3 minutes of stand-up comedy. And so I did it. And it was like at a bad time in my life. I had incident after incident. I had just broke up with my son's father. It just was a lot.
Okay. A lot of
And
material there.
yeah, a lot. Oh my God. I was in the single mom. It was like, I was used to being in this relationship and a lot of things had just changed for me. And then I went up there, I did it, and I was like, oh, this is what I want to do. So, and I've been doing it ever since. So yeah.
Okay, now. All right, now.
Ow.
I know you've been
you
here.
know, you know how they say we break up with a man, now we a physicist. I got my PhD. I just bought 3 properties. we
Oh,
be with them, we be fat. The credit bad. Let us break up. Let us break up.
oh my goodness, because
Yes.
we be right there. We know everything, social, everything. Where your mama
Everything.
live, where your brother live, all of that other
Listen,
stuff. Your friends.
we upgrade the minute we leave you, okay? Now I'm an astronaut, baby. What's happening?
No, tell me a little bit about the journey itself. Now, have you been having any red flags or anything like that that says, you know what, maybe I may need to step that back? Your material itself.
You know what? That's such an interesting question that you tapped into that because just as of recent, I have been thinking just a little more commercial. Now, first off, I'm from Joy Road. So in Detroit, Joy Road is one of them ways. I think it's like the West Side where I was at today. Cause baby, the West Side, I felt right at home in Naptown because it was giving Joy Road all day. We was at the food truck. They was pulling up with the tattooed teardrops. I was like, all right, then I know this area around yonder. So it's funny that you say that because I can have a lot of controversial. I'm a big cusser on stage. I do a lot of clean comedy, but when they say I can let loose, I let loose. And just as a recent, just because I know that my brand is a mainstream brand. I have thought about scaling back some, still being able to be funny, but I don't have to be as like I used to do a lot of fight videos on my page and narrate those. So I'm starting to cut back on some of that and try to find some more positive things. Because as a comedian, everything is funny.
Everything.
So it's positive to me because it's make you laugh. And I'm a lot of times I may be turning something that's negative into something that's positive through laughter, but everybody doesn't see it that way. And although I won't be able to please everyone, um, when you said that that's where I'm at right now. I'm in a transitional period where I want the material to meet more people.
Hmm.
So I'm scaling it back so it'll be palatable for the masses.
Okay, I understand that because
Yeah.
guess what? You don't have to stay in a certain area. You can expand. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it at all. All right. This is natural, raw, real, uncut, unscripted.
Okay, now.
Okay. Now, I'm going to give you one word and I'm going to ask you to tell me what's the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
ready.
Unexpected.
Today.
Why?
I mean, it just a lot of stuff happened that was unexpected today.
Okay.
Shot a skit, did this, did that. So I don't know. Maybe it's just my whole life is unexpected.
Detroit and Indianapolis stage. Now, I'm not going to even ask you which one you like better, but give me a one good difference between those crowds versus here.
You know what? I'll say that Indianapolis crowds, I feel like they come in a little happier. And what I mean by that is in Detroit, when you doing comedy, they're not there to laugh per se. They're there to see if you can make them laugh. I feel like the shows I've done here, people, I'm there, you don't get pity laughs here. Y'all a real crowd, but you came to laugh. Like you came with the understanding that this is comedy and I'm open and receptive to what they're gonna say. Whereas in Detroit, people are coming like, okay, all right now. Come on with the little jokes. And then if the little jokes make them laugh, they rocking with you. But if the little jokes don't make them laugh,
It's the hometown
yeah,
because it's definitely hard to break in your hometown, period. It's
absolutely.
always going to be hard. One other question. Biggest names that you've shared the stage with?
Well, I've shared the stage with, I mean, and it really depends on like what genre, but I've opened up for Shantae Moore. I've worked with Lil Duval, Trey Songz, Britt Michaels, Rodney Perry, Guy Tori. Um, I've worked with all of the news stations. I've been on BET Plus, so I've worked with them. I've worked with I mean, I have worked with a lot of people. I've worked with oh my God, you know how your mind start
Yes.
going blank. Damon Williams, um,
That's
shoot,
a long list of a lot of people.
uh, Bill Bellamy, Tony Roberts. I've worked with a lot of people. A lot.
I mean,
I'm like Jackie Cation.
but then,
On both sides. I've done TED Talk. Um, I mean, I know there's a lot of things and people I'm not thinking about, but I've
mhm,
worked with quite a few people so far.
okay, all right. If this does not work out,
It's not even an option. This is
okay,
the only thing I want to do for the rest of my life, and I think because I'm walking in my passion, that's exactly the way it's gonna work out.
amen.
I'm
All
not
right.
always saying stand up forever. Because comedy has so many different pockets. You know, you can do movies, you can do podcasts, you can do commercials, you can do voiceovers, you can do skits. But it's just in me. It's just a natural fit. And I really think that I was born to do comedy. So there is no other option.
Okay, well, we're going to leave it like that. But before we go, let them know how they can follow you on your comedy journey.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's comedian T Barb, which is TBARB. You can follow me. You can go to my website, which is tbarbisfunny.com. That's TBARBISFUNNY.com. If you're on Instagram, it's I am T Barb. It's comedian T Barb on YouTube, comedian T Barb on TikTok. Um, and just you can just Google comedian T Barb. If you go to my website, it'll tell you exactly what cities I'll be in. There's comedy clips you can watch. You can watch the TED Talk. I have a comedy album that's out on all platforms called T Barb Live at the Independent. So you can click and listen to that whole project. I have a comedy song called Scoochie on the Coochie with a
Okay,
comedy video that's on there. I have two books out. So I have a vegan cookbook out called The Hood Rat Kitchen and a motivational memoir that will be relaunching. It was out for a minute. We pulled it back. That'll be relaunching called Faith Over Fear Tells a Retired Hood Rat. And finally, I have an independent project coming out on Tubi called Only in My Hood that I produced with a talented Detroit producer named Producer Bay. And it's a video reaction show where I have different people on the couch. We'll be looking at internet clips and reacting. And once again, I'm the executive producer. It's a self-funded with me and Producer Bay, self-written project. So you should be looking out. That will be on Tubi this year, only in my hood. So those are just a few things they can do to kind of keep up with me.
a few. Goodness gracious. We don't went into next year's, but that's all right though, because you staying booked and busy.
Yeah, I'm trying.
All
Yes,
right.
absolutely.
You know what? I don't know what else to say, but well, thank you so much for attending the Candy Show. I know you have to get out of here. What is your role today?
I'm the feature today. I'm opening up for Sean Morgan. My first time at the Red Curb Comedy Club. That's where we're shooting this interview. So I'm excited. Not my first time in Naptown, of course, but my
Right.
first time at this club, and I'm excited to feature. And you never know, Naptown. We building a strong connection here. So make sure y'all following me because I will be back. One of my bestest comedy buddies is from here, Comedy Bay, Amber James. Good friend of mine, sister of mine. So I'll be back naptown. So make sure y'all keep up with me.
Woo, Lord, have mercy. She's gonna be busy and booked. Make sure you stay in touch with her, guys. But you already know this is the end of the show. Make sure you are following the Candy Show. It's the official Instagram page, Candy Talk Show. Also, subscribe to the YouTube page. That's capital C and a number two, Candy Productions too. All right, guys, we are out of here. See you next time. Bye.